Before we begin, let's reflect on a profound idea from the Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam, which means yoga is excellence in action. This verse reminds us that knowledge in the Indian tradition is not just theoretical but is meant to be applied skillfully in all aspects of life. Namaskar, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today to discuss an enriching and timeless subject India's traditional knowledge system. What if knowledge was not just about information, but a way of understanding existence itself? Indian knowledge system offer a holistic approach where science, philosophy, and spirituality merge to create a deeper wisdom. Long before modern disciplines were classified, Indian thinkers had already explored advanced ideas in astronomy, mathematics, medicine, governance, and metaphysics, integrating them into a seamless knowledge tradition. From the zero of Aryabhat to the consciousness theories of the Upanishads, from Ayurveda's holistic healing to Vastu's spatial sciences, Indian knowledge systems are not relics of the past but living traditions that continue to shape the future. In the words of Swami Vivekanand, knowledge is power, but knowledge of the self is supreme power. IKS reminds us that true wisdom is not just about mastering the external world, but about but it is also about understanding the inner cosmos. In this session, we will explore how ancient Indian texts such as Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, and other classical works have contributed to knowledge and how their relevance extends to the present day. We will cover the major components of IKS, delve into contributions from various ancient texts, and discuss their impact on science, philosophy, and society as well. Now, the question is, what is Indian knowledge system? So the Indian knowledge system, it means IKS is an extensive body of indigenous wisdom developed over thousands of years covering diverse disciplines such as science, medicine, philosophy, and governance. Unlike Western compartmentalized disciplines, IKS follows an integrated approach where knowledge is holistic and interconnected as well. In today's world, where sustainability, ethical leadership, and well being are critical, IKS provides invaluable insights. For example, Ayurveda promotes preventive healthcare, while Indian astronomy, Jyotish developed advanced planetary models centuries ago. So, Indian knowledge system is not only derived from a vast range of sources but also included religious texts like the Vedas and Upanishads, scientific treatises like Chakra Samhita in medicine and Aryabhat in mathematics, and even artistic manuals like Natya Shastra in performing arts. Each of these has contributed significantly to global knowledge. Now, why is IKS important? IKS is important because it not only embraces an interdisciplinary and holistic approach, but seamlessly integrating diverse fields to create a more comprehensive understanding of the world. It is rooted in centuries of knowledge. IKS offers sustainable solutions to contemporary issues from environmental conservation to community resilience as well. It guides humanity beyond the material with deep insights into the well being, ethics, and universal consciousness. IKS fosters a harmonious balance between not only science but also spirituality and societal progress. Now, what are the core components of Indian knowledge system? So, basically, the sources of IKS includes the core components of Indian knowledge system. It includes timeless repository of wisdom, including the Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, Ramayana, and Mahabharata as well, which offers profound insights into philosophy, cosmology, and ethics. And these, if we talk about this scientific treatise, it includes advanced knowledge system like Ayurveda, which includes holistic health, yoga, it includes the mind body balance, which we talked in quantum physics as well, and Jyotish includes astronomy, and Silpasastra includes architecture that showcase India's scientific powers. And if we talk about the mathematical and economic text, it includes Aryabhatiya and Arthashastra. It provides revolutionary works such as mathematics and astronomy and Arthashastra, which includes economics and statecraft, that laid the foundation for global advancements. If we talk about the performing arts and linguistic, it includes and offers the artistry of Natya Shastra, theatre and drama, and the linguistic precision of Panini's Ashtadhyayi, shaping the evolution of Sanskrit and linguistic studies. Now let's talk about art and aesthetics. Natya Shastra, written by Bharata, is the world's first known treatise on performing arts, influencing global theatre and dance. If we talk about the governance and ethics, Kautilya's Arthashastra, written in the 4th century BCE, offers principles of governance, economic policies, and espionage, many of which are still relevant. Environmental and sustainable is also important in Indian knowledge system. Ancient Indian texts emphasize balance with nature, including water harvesting techniques mentioned in Arthashastra are now being revived for sustainable development. Unlike compartmentalized modern disciplines, Indian knowledge system weaves together spiritual wisdom, as you can see in the picture, practical science and ethical governance into a single knowledge framework. Now, we will see the core components of Indian knowledge system, how it is interconnected spiritual wisdom, practical science, and ethical governance. So, IKS is not a collection of isolated disciplines, but a harmonious wave of knowledge where different fields seamlessly intertwine to create a holistic understanding of the universe. It includes the spiritual wisdom, which transcends the physical world, guiding us towards self realization and inner peace. Spirituality teaches that we are not separate from nature but deeply interconnected with the cosmos. As you have seen, is the concept of macrocosm and microcosm. It also explored the timeless truths. For example, ancient scriptures reveal that self awareness, compassion, and dharma are the pillars of fulfilling life. It also provides the power of mindfulness. You cannot be free without order. Through meditation, reflection, and devotion, the spiritual wisdom helps us navigate challenges with clarity and resilience as well. Other than this, it leads us to journey to enlightenment. When we seek knowledge, not just for intellect, but also for the soul, we unlock the path to true bliss and universal consciousness. So, in conclusion, we can say that Indian knowledge system is like science beyond laboratories. Indian knowledge system is not just theoretical knowledge, but it's a living tradition that applies scientific principles to daily life, from Ayurveda's holistic healing to Vastu Shastra's architectural precision. Vriksha Ayurveda showcase how IKS provides practical solution for environmental sustainability. Practices like yoga and pranayama are now globally recognized for their role in physical and mental well-being, proving that IKS is an applied science of health and longevity as well. So IKS does not just explore knowledge, it shapes governance, economics, and daily life as seen in Arthashastra's statecraft and Manusmriti's societal laws, ensuring a well ordered civilization. Means IKS is science in action, a blend of logic, experience, and nature's rhythm, offering timeless solutions to modern challenges. Now we will see the contribution of Vedas to Indian knowledge system. So first we will have to understand what are the Vedas. It includes Samhitas, Brahmanas, Aranyaks, and Upanishads. And Vedic hymns explore the universe origin, time cycle, and the interconnectedness of all existence, shaping Indian cosmology. The Aranyak serves as a transition from the ritualistic Brahmans to the spiritual Upanishads, blending practical rituals with deeper philosophical inquiry. The Brahmanas provide detailed explanations of Vedic rituals, sacrificial ceremonies, and their cosmic significance, forming the foundation of Hindu ritualistic tradition. The Brahmanas act as a bridge between the Vedic hymns and later philosophical texts, shaping not only India's religious but also social and intellectual traditions. So, as we can see in the picture, Upanishads are the philosophical wisdom. It not only provides the nature of Brahman and Atman, it means the inner self, revealing the unity of the individual soul, but also it explores the cosmic existence of human. The Upanishads transforms knowledge into wisdom, guiding seekers on a journey from external rituals to inner enlightenment and universal truth. Now, we will see the major contributions of the Vedas, from cosmology and astronomy to mathematics, medicine, philosophy and ethics, and environmental science. The Vedas are among the oldest knowledge source in the human history, categorized into four main texts. Each serves a unique purpose. Rigveda focuses on hymns, Yajurveda on rituals, Samaveda on musical chants, and Atharvaveda on practical sciences like medicine. Now, if we see the cosmology and astronomy, the Rig Veda is the major contributor. The Rig Veda describes the concept of multiple universe, something modern astrophysics is also exploring today and proving it. It also refers to the planetary movements, which later influenced Indian astronomy. And if we see the contribution in mathematics, the Yajurveda is the major contributor, which includes early concepts of geometry and the decimal system, which laid the foundation for later Indian mathematical achievements. And if we see the medicine, Ayurveda contribution in Ayurveda, the Atharva Veda contains the earliest references to herbal medicine, disease classification, and holistic healing, forming the roots of Ayurveda. Let's talk about the philosophy and ethics. The Upanishads, which are philosophical extensions of the Vedas, exploring the nature of reality, consciousness, and the self. The concepts of Aham Brahmasmi, I am the Brahman, originates from this period only. It means we also contain a universe and we are the microcosm part of the macrocosm. So, if we talk about the environmental science, Vedic text emphasizes the sacredness of not only the rivers but trees and sustainable living as well. Principles that align with modern ecological wisdom, which is less explored and being proven with the practical aspects. Now, Vedas, so in conclusion, we can see that Vedas are not just religious scriptures but a vast body of knowledge covering science, medicine, ethics, and environmental sustainabilities. They form the bedrock of the Indian knowledge system, influencing various disciplines for millennia. Now we see the contributions of Upanishads to Indian knowledge system. Upanishad, as the soul of Vedic wisdom, the Upanishads are profound philosophical texts from 800, around 800 to 200 BCE that not only explore the mysteries of existence, consciousness, but also the universe. Vedanta, the principles of knowledge known as the end of the Vedas, they shift the focus from rituals to deep metaphysical questions about Brahman, which means the ultimate reality, and Atman means inner self. A treasury of wisdom, we can call Upanishads a treasury of wisdom because it not only covers 200 Upanishads but 13 are considered the most significant, including Brihadaranyaka, Chandogya, Katha, and Mundaka, each offering timeless insights into life's ultimate truths. Now, we will see the key philosophical concepts in Upanishads, which is important for daily life as also. The Upanishads mark a transition in Indian thought from external rituals to internal wisdom. They explore deep philosophical questions about reality, consciousness, and the self. Think of a drop of water, that is Atman, merging into the ocean, means Brahman. It means we are the part of the major universe. The Upanishad teach that our individual soul is not separate from the universal reality. Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. This profound statement teaches that we are the divine being, not just physical entities. It's all about energies. Maya, that is illusion. Just as a movie seems real but is just a projection, the Upanishads say our perception of reality is just an illusion. So the Upanishads were ahead of their time in discussing consciousness and realities. Ideas now explored in modern neuroscience and physics as well, uh, quantum physics. They also laid the foundation for ethics, education, and meditation based knowledge system. The Upanishads shaped major Indian philosophy, influenced spiritual leaders like Swami Vivekananda, and even inspired Western philosophers like Schopenhauer. So now we will see the scientific and ethical contribution of Upanishads to Indian knowledge system. So we have already discussed about the consciousness, self-awareness and mind-body connection. Now we will see how metaphysics and consciousness is the major contribution of Upanishads to Indian knowledge system. The Upanishads lay the foundation of self-awareness, non-duality, Advait, and the nature of consciousness, concepts that continue to inspire modern philosophy and neuroscience as well. Quantum-like reality, the idea of Maya, illusion of reality, intriguingly parallels modern physics, suggesting that the perceived world is not absolute but a projection of deeper truths. And if we talk about the ethics and drama, it emphasizes truth, self discipline, and universal harmony. The Upanishads guides individual towards righteous living, that is dharma, and moral responsibility as well. Upanishads also contribute in the education and Gurukul system of Indian knowledge system because learning was deeply rooted in the Guru Shishya tradition, fostering experiential wisdom, critical inquiry, and holistic education. Much like today's mentorship based learning models, the Upanishads are not just ancient texts but timeless blueprints for scientific inquiry, ethical living, and self realization. Now, we will see how Upanishads act as a bridge between Vedic and later Indian thought. So, foundation of philosophical evolution, Upanishads serve as a link between Vedic tradition and later philosophical system, shaping Vedanta, Buddhism, and Jainism as well as modern spiritual discourses. It acts as a catalyst for Vedanta and beyond because its deep exploration of Brahman, that is ultimate reality, and Atman, that is self, became the cornerstone of Advait Vedanta, including and influencing schools of thought across centuries. It inspires thinkers across cultures, from Adi Sankaracharya and Swami Vivekananda to Western philosophers like Schopenhauer. The Upanishads have sparked profound intellectual and spiritual revolutions worldwide because their timeless wisdom continues to bridge the past and future, shaping humanity's quest for truth and enlightenment. Now we will see the Puranas' contribution to Indian knowledge system. Puranas are ancient texts that weave together history, mythology, and cosmology with ethical teachings as well, making profound wisdom accessible to all. Composed between 300 BCE to 1500 CE, these texts are not only traditionally attributed to Vyas and serves as a bridge between Vedic thought and popular traditions. It is a vast literary treasure because it includes 18 Mahapuranas, for example, Vishnu Puran, Shiv Puran, Bhagavad Puran, and 18 Upanishads, each offering insights into divine stories, dharma, and the cosmic order. The Puranas are more than mythology, they are living traditions, shaping spiritual, cultural, and ethical frameworks for generations. Now we will see the key themes in Puranas. Because unlike the Vedas and Upanishads, which were philosophical and esoteric, the Puranas made knowledge accessible to masses through narratives. We will explain key themes with examples. We will start with cosmology and yugas. You can see it on the screen, which is referred as time cycles. The Puranas describe time as cyclic, divided into four yugas. This aligns with modern scientific theories on cosmic cycles. And if we talk about the creation and dissolution, Vishnu Purana explains how the universe is created, sustained, and destroyed, similar to the Big Bang and Big Crunch theories. And if we see the ethics and morality point, the stories from Bhagavad Puran like Prahlad and Dhruva emphasize faith, resilience, and the triumph of good over evil. The Matsya Purana also describes water conservation techniques, while the Agni Purana mentions medicinal plants and their uses. The Puranas shaped Indian temples architecture as well, music and festivals, and even provided guidelines for social conduct and governance. Even today, Puranic stories influence our tradition, rituals, and even modern environmental conservation practices. And if we see the scientific and cultural contribution of Puranas to Indian knowledge system, the Puranas discuss planetary motions, the Earth's spherical shape, time cycle, and even parallel universes, concepts that resonate with modern astrophysics as well. Texts like the Matsya Purana, Agni Purana emphasize sacred rivers, forests, and ecological balance, promoting sustainable living long before environmentalism became mainstream. Through captivating stories, the Puranas instill virtues like truthfulness, respect, non-violence, and devotion, shaping moral and ethical consciousness across generations. And if we talk about the art, dance, and music, the Puranic narratives inspired the Natya Shastra as well, classic dance forms, temple sculptures, and devotional music, enriching India's artistic and cultural heritage. So, the Puranas are not just mythological texts, they are scientific, ethical, and artistic blueprints that continue to shape civilizations. Now we will see the contribution of other ancient texts to Indian knowledge system beyond Vedas, Upanishads, and Puranas. While the Vedas and Puranas shaped spiritual and philosophical thought, other texts also focused on governance, medicine, arts, and sciences. We will highlight key texts and their relevance with examples. So let's start with Arthashastra, politics and economy. Kautilya's Arthashastra discussed statecrafts, taxation, and foreign policy, which are still relevant in political science today. And if we talk about the Ayurveda, Chakra and Sushruta Samhitas laid the foundation for surgery and internal medicine, including early plastic surgery techniques. And Natya Shastra established the Rasa theory, which defines the emotional impact of art, influencing modern theatre and film. And if we see the Sulva Shastra means mathematics and geometry contribution, these texts describe geometric principles, including the earliest known form of Pythagorean theory. Vrikshayurveda includes environmental science ethics, discusses agricultural sustainability, soil conservation, and water management. Now, Indian knowledge system in medicine, mathematics, and governance influenced scholars from Greece to Middle East as well, and even modern sciences and economics. These ancient texts form the backbone of traditional Indian practices, many of which are being rediscovered and integrated into modern science and philosophy as well. Now, we will see the impact on later tradition and global influence which contributed to other Indian. ये फिर से आ रहा है क्यों ऐसा? ये सेम स्लाइड फिर से आ रहा है. हाँ, अभी आया यहाँ पे, तो ये थोड़ा कट कर दीजिएगा. Now we will see what we have learned in the previous slide, like key takeaways from the Indian knowledge system. So, as we have explored how different texts contributed to philosophy, science, medicine, arts, and governance, Indian knowledge system is a vast, interconnected wave of wisdom that has stood the test of time. The sustainable practices in Ayurveda and Vrikshayurveda are being studied in modern medicine and environmental science, concepts from the Natya Shastra continue to shape theatre, cinema, and performing arts worldwide. Mathematical principles from Sulba Shastra laid the foundation for modern geometry. So, why IKS is relevant today? IKS is a treasure trove of knowledge that we must study, preserve, and integrate into modern education and research, which we'll see in the next lectures. Understanding our past helps us build a more conscious and sustainable future. As we explore Indian knowledge system, we realize that true wisdom is not just about learning, it's about living. May we carry forward this legacy with awareness and purpose. So, IKS is not just about ancient texts, it's a dynamic system of knowledge that continues to evolve and inspire a modern world. By revisiting these ideas, we can integrate ancient wisdom with contemporary innovation for a sustainable future. Now, I will leave you with an experiment Ayurveda at home. Does following a sattvic diet, pure plant based food, impact energy level? Thank you.